fuck up my little imaginary car? They didn't beat on the wall. They beat on the window, cause this is the window of my car right here.
Bad boys, what you want? What you want? What you gonna do when Chevy John don't come for you?
What's up, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm gonna start this video off with a disclaimer. I know my hair messed up. I know it is, and I might be doing this all throughout the video because my hair is jacked up. It looked like a dirty tennis ball right now. And if you haven't watched my vlog, then you don't really know what happened with my hair. So that ain't why y'all came here. I just want to give a disclaimer that this is why my hair look like this, okay? It's in my vlog, and I'll leave it down in the description box. All right, so this video today is actually going to be a story time video, and this story time is going to be about the time that I got pulled over by the police and they thought I stole my own car. Yeah, like for real. They thought I stole my own car, the car that I pay every month for. They thought I stole it. So let's go ahead and give a background of this story. All right, I was 18 years old, and I used to have like my first car was a cash car, right? And after so long, I got tired of the car because the car was giving me problems and stuff, and I was having to fix it every month. And so I was like, the money that I'm using to fix this car every month, I could be paying a car note, which is kind of dumb on my part. I should have kept the car. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and trade in my car and get my car with a note. So I went up to the car dealership, and I got another car. And before I was getting ready to leave, I asked them, did I need temporary tags on this particular car, or do I need to put my old tags from my old car on the new one? And the guy told me, he was like,
oh, you're good. Just put those old tags on there. If you get pulled over by the police, just show them your paperwork and your information and stuff like that.
I was like, okay, cool. All right, so fast forward. It had to be just a couple of weeks after I had got my car. And I was still staying with my mama, so I was at my mama's house, and my boyfriend was over there. My boyfriend at the time, so this is not Steve. My boyfriend at the time was over my house, and we was in there chilling on Facebook or whatever. I don't know what we was doing. We was just chilling, and it was around the time where I had to go ahead and take him home because he didn't have a car. All right, so we get in the car, and I'm gonna tell y'all the things that I noticed, but I didn't say nothing. You know how like you kind of notice some things after the fact? So I'm gonna tell you a few things that I noticed after the fact, but I didn't really pay attention that much when it was actually happening. So when I was taking him home, it had to be like around 10 o'clock at night or something, and we got in the car, and where my mama used to stay, it was like some townhouses. It was like a long street just full of townhouses. So it was like a building, fourplex buildings and stuff like that, or whatever. It was like 4 townhouses in one building, then the next building 4 townhouses in that building, blah, 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 blah. Y'all understand? All right, so one thing that I noticed, but I never really just paid attention to it, was that there was a police car sitting across the street from my mama's house. But I didn't think nothing of it because, you know, all these people that live on this street is a whole bunch of townhouses. They could be at anybody's house, right? All right, so I just keep on driving, and once I get down the street,
well, I went around the corner and down the street till I got to the first stoplight,
and then I noticed that there was a police car that was behind me, but I didn't really think nothing of it because I haven't did nothing wrong. I just thought that they were just driving where I was driving. All right, so I keep on going, and I go probably about 4 or 5 more blocks, and I'm about to get ready and get on the interstate. All right, so I get on the interstate, and I noticed that that police car was still behind me. And so I was thinking in my head, I was like,
okay, when I get on this interstate, I'm gonna get all the way in the far left lane so they could just go ahead and pass me, because I don't really like them riding behind me like that. It was making me kind of nervous.
All right, so y'all, I get on the interstate. I get all the way to the far left lane. why they get all the way to the far left lane? Like, they just stayed behind me. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in the middle lane. I got in the middle lane, they got in the middle lane. I got all the way to the right lane, they got it all the way to the right lane. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking down at my dash and stuff. I'm like, I'm not speeding. I don't know why they following me. But they didn't have any lights on or anything like that. They were just following me. And so I just kept driving. Y'all, I drove probably like a good, I'll say about 3 miles. I drove a good 3 miles. They were still behind me, and then all of a sudden they cut on their lights. I'm like,
yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare the children.
Man,
That's
what is they about to run? What is they pulling me over for? You know, why is they pulling me over? All right, so y'all, I pull over, and this has never ever happened to me before. Let me show you how they came up to my car. Let me show you. These sunglasses right here, this is a gun. Okay, this is a gun. All right, so I'm the police officer. They did like this, and just say this wall is my car on the driver's side. So this the back door right here. This the back door right here where this little lamp thing is. And then this part right here is the front door. This is where I'm sitting, and this the back seat right here. Okay? So they came up to my car. They was like this. They had their gun in their hand like this, and they was crouching down like this on the side of my car. Now keep in mind, y'all, like, ugh, my hair. Okay, keep in mind, y'all, I don't know what I did wrong. So I've been pulled over by the police a lot, especially when I first got my driver's license. I used to get speeding tickets all the time. So the span of time that it usually takes for them to pull you over and for them to get out the car is probably a good 10-15 seconds. You know, it don't take that long. And so it took them forever, and they startled the hell out of me when they was crouched down like that. And let me show you. Let me get my gun. Got my gun. All right, they was crouched down like this right here. And remember, this is the front door right here. This is the back door. They crouched down by the back door. And so here go my window up here, and they do like this.
Hands up! Hands up!
I'm sitting in the car like this. Right? And so they said he beating on the door. Well, not the door. They beating on the wall. How the fuck up my own little imaginary car? They didn't beat on the wall. They beat on the window, because this is the window of my car right here. They beat it on the window of my car, and it scared the hell out of me. And I think it scared my ex-boyfriend too, because we was not expecting it at all. And so when they was beating on the window, telling us to put our hands up, we was like this. And so the police officer finally came up to the door, and he still, let me get my gun. He still had his gun, but he was holding it on his side this time. When he finally came up to my window, right? He was holding it on his side. And so when he finally approached me, he said, "License and registration, please." And so, y'all, I tried to give him my license and registration. And when I went to go grab my license and registration, he said,
"Keep your hands up." I was like, I'm going to go, keep your hands up. I'm like,
Okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to keep my hands up, or do you want me to get my license and registration? I don't know what you want me to do.
it's in my glove box. I gotta get it out my glove box. So he finally let me get it out my glove box, and I give him my license and my registration. Well, not my registration, because I haven't got it yet since I had just got the car not too long ago. If I'm not mistaken, did I have my registration already? Yeah, I don't know. But that's beside the point, because if I just got the car, all my paperwork says on there that I have at least 30 to 45 days to get my tags for my car. But anyway, I gave him all that information. And so, let me think of a name. Joseph. Okay, we're gonna call him Joseph. Okay, so y'all, when I got this car, since I was so young, never had any credit, I had to get a cosigner first. And my papa was the one that co-signed with me to get the car, okay? And the car that I had before then wasn't in my name. It was in my mama's name since I was so young, and she had bought the car for me. It was in her name. And the car that I just got was in my name and in my papa's name, if y'all keeping up, you know. So when he took my license and my information that I gave him, he went back to his little patrol car and he stayed back there for a little minute, and then he came back and he said, "Do you have any drugs in the car?" And I was looking at him like, now keep in mind, y'all, this was before I knew how to talk to the police. I used to talk bad to the police and it never got me out of a ticket. But anyway, he asked me, he said, "Do you have
Have any drugs in the car?"
I said, "Excuse me, sir. Do I have any what in the car? I just got this car. Why would it be any drugs in my car? There's nothing in this car."
So he proceeds to go ahead and search my car. He made me get out the car. Now, if I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't have got out the car. But I was like 17 years old when this happened. So I got out the car. He handcuffed me and made me stand in the grass on the side of the interstate. And they pinned my ex-boyfriend down to the car. And like, this was extremely excessive because we did not resist anything. The only thing that I did was give them attitude. I didn't do anything physical to them, or even act like or attempt to do anything physical to them. But they did handcuff me and put me on the side of the interstate, standing in the grass. So y'all standing in the grass like this. Handcuffed my ex-boyfriend. They pinned him to the hood of the car and everything, handcuffed him, and he wasn't even resisting. They just did that. And after they did all that, they searched my car. Keep in mind, it ain't nothing in this car. They was really searching for something in my car. This car was brand new. I hadn't had it that long, so I ain't even have trash in my car. Like, for real, I didn't have nothing in that car. But they searched it for so long, y'all. They had my trunk open and everything, looking up under my seats, all type of stuff in this car. And I'm sitting there like, y'all, I get to the point where I'm finna call my mama, because I'm like, I'm finna go to jail, and I don't know why I'm finna go to jail, because they didn't handcuff me. In my eyes, at 17 years old, if they handcuff me, I'm going to jail. And I'm just trying to figure out, why am I going to jail? Because y'all got me handcuffed, y'all got me standing over here while y'all going through my car and all this other stuff like that, and I haven't did nothing. All I was doing was taking my boyfriend home. That's all I was doing. And so they searched my car. They didn't find nothing, so they decided to go back to the patrol car. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all. Let me back up and tell y'all this. Y'all remember right before I got out the car, I was sitting in the car. I gave them attitude or whatever, and they made me get out the car so they could search my car. Y'all, I kid you not. When I got out the car, it was a line of police officers behind me. When I say a line of them, it had to be like 10 of them behind me. Now, I don't know how I didn't notice it was that many behind me, or they must have just came out of nowhere once he pulled me over, because it took them a while to get to my car once they pulled me over, because they was all crashed down on the side of the car and stuff. So those other patrol cars could have been pulling up behind that car whenever they were doing all that. But y'all, when I got out the car, it was so many police cars behind that one that had pulled me over. It was so many of them. And so that's also a reason why I thought that I was going to jail, because it was so many of them. They had me handcuffed. I was on the side of the freeway. They pinned down my ex-boyfriend to the car. So he leaning all up on the car like this with his hands behind his back, and he handcuffed while they searching my car. So Yeah, I get scared. I'm like,
I'm finna go to jail. I don't know what I did. I'm trying to call my mama. He won't let me call nobody.
alright, you remember when I said that they went to the patrol car and they was doing something while I was sitting on the side of the freeway and my boyfriend was pinned to the car? And they came back and they asked me, and I'm just gonna think of a name. I'm gonna call her Linda Faye. Okay, we're gonna call her Linda Faye. Alright, that's gonna be my mama name, y'all. Linda Faye. Alright, so when they had went to the patrol car and they had came back, they had came over there to me to the side of the freeway and they was asking me, they was like, well,
Who is Linda Faye?
and so I'm looking at dude like I still have an attitude. I'm like,
That's my mama.
and he was like, so who is Joseph? Remember I said Joseph was my papa name, okay? And he was like, so
Who is Joseph?
I was like,
That's my papa. Why are you asking me this?
and he was like,
Well, why do you have a license plate on your car for a different car than what it shows in the system? It says that this license plate belongs to Linda Faye and this car belongs to Joseph. So why are you in this car?
and I said,
This is my car. I paid a note for this car. I went to the car dealership to go get it. I said, sir, my papa helped me buy this car. He co-signed for me to get this car, you know? And I don't know what you're talking about. I went to the car dealership. They told me that I didn't have to get temporary tags for my new car. Now, I asked them many times before I left. I said, are you sure? Do I need a brand new temporary tag to go on this car? No.
It's like, oh no, since you had this other car, we're just gonna move the license plate from this car to that car. Y'all,
I got a ticket for fictitious tags on my car because they was treating me like I stole my car. And I had to really go and explain to them why this license plate was on this car, why this license plate has this name, and why this car is under this name. And they finally let me go, but y'all, I was dealing with them for probably like a good 30-45 minutes on the side of the freeway, trying to get them to understand that this car was mine and my papa helped me get it, and I traded in the old car that my mama had bought me that was in her name. So that's the story of when I got pulled over by the police because they thought I stole my own car. And what's so weird about that, I wonder why they were parked outside of my mama's house. Like, I still think about that to this day. And sometimes I even think that my ex-boyfriend had some shit going on. Like, maybe he was doing some illegal stuff and the police was out looking for him or something. Yeah, I don't know. Because that's just weird to me that I would get pulled over like that and they was crouched down on the side of the car and all that. And it wasn't even because I was speeding. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I really don't. It baffles me to this day about that whole situation. But yeah, that's the story about the time that I got pulled over and my hair sticking up, y'all. That's the story about the time that I got pulled over and the police thought I stole my own car. And so yeah, if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Like, have anybody else had that situation where they got pulled over because of the license plate on your car and all the other stuff like that? And y'all help me, like, this happened like almost, well, it did happen 10 years ago. Yeah, it happened about 10 years ago. And so, y'all, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that they really pulled me over because of my tags, or they probably pulled me over because my boyfriend was doing something that he ain't had no business and the police was watching him? I don't know. This is crazy to me. But anyway, I do want to let you know that I do daily vlogs every day, and so if there's something that you're interested in, I will leave that down in the description box below. I also have other story times that you may want to watch. I'm gonna leave that listed down in the description box below. And also, if you're interested in Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret or anything like that, I have a lot of videos. Well, I'm lying, I ain't got a lot of videos. I got a few videos about that too, and I'm gonna leave the playlist down in the description box below. And so I do want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.